if you are a residential cleaning company, you know it's extremely challenging to find good employees, not just to find them, but also to retain them. But how do we come up with a solution for that challenge? As the cliche goes, knowledge is power. And today we have with us Marcus Sheridan, who's going to help us with this topic of finding and retaining good employees. Hello, Marcus. How are you today?
Jeff, I'm excited about this conversation this year because we are entering an era where in the past, when it came to marketing for a business, what we thought was I need leads that could be customers. And today, for many organizations, especially in this industry, right, we have got to start to see it of from a marketing department perspective. I need to attract more people. A lead for a potential employee, a potential team member, is dramatically more important than a lead for a potential customer today, right? And so the question is, how do we do that, right? That's the question. How do we get way more of those?
I love that because you're right. Everyone talks about more jobs, more jobs, more jobs. What about the people that are going to help you do those jobs? So, great topic you're going to speak on at ISSA Show North America, which is scheduled for Las Vegas, November 15th through the 18th. And your presentation is called Finding and Retaining Great Residential Cleaner Employees in a Hard Market. Two parts. So, both on Monday morning, starting at 9 a.m. Pacific time. The second part is at 10:30 a.m. So they must get a coffee break. You're pausing for a little bit there.
I'm giving them a pause just so they can collect themselves because my sometimes my energy is one of those where the folks in the room can say, "Whew, I just need a quick break to collect myself on this one." But yeah, it's that amount of time gives us the ability to have a deep dive, and we can get our elbows dirty, as they say, right, and look at some really practical ways that they can start to attract employees differently necessarily than what they've done before, or maybe some of the things that I'm going to share they've done, but we can show how you can do it even better. I got some pretty cool examples to share because fundamentally there's really two sides of this recruiting retention conversation. The first side is the hard skills or the very tangible, let's call it activities that we can do so as to attract more people. So an example of this, I can give you a simple example of one, would be we want to create more hero videos of our employees, right? So oftentimes like what we do is the hero, but not who our people are. And the beauty of hero videos of employees, where you get to talk about a little about them professionally and what they do and why they're great at what they do, and a little about them personally when they're not at work. But sharing that online, something interesting happens is they feel a sense of pride and ownership, like I'm really part of this company. But furthermore, you got to look at it from a social perspective. When they see that, they're probably going to share that on their social media platforms. And who's going to see it? Their friends. Who are the best potential recruits that you have right now? Probably the friends of your employees. So we have to find ways to make the awareness of what your team does much greater to the marketplace, because sometimes the marketplace doesn't know, or sometimes they don't know how different the employment their friend has versus necessarily what they have, how they're appreciated so much more, how they're given more love, whatever that thing is. And that's the key. But it starts with, and we're always told, make the customer the hero. We're entering, again, an era where we've got to make the employee the hero. And we've really got to start to show their stories better. So that's a hard skill that we can do. But there's a lot of soft skills that a lot of leaders struggle with that are major when it comes to retention and certainly recruiting. And let me give you an example of what I'm talking about, Jeff. So has there, just if you're listening to this right now, I want you to reflect on something. When was the last time you were talking to an employee, team member, and you said something that led to them having a breakthrough moment? In other words, a light bulb moment when something just like came on for them. Like, you know what? Here's what I need to do. In other words, they came to you with an issue. Maybe it was personal, maybe it was professional. And because of the way you led them through that problem, you didn't tell them what to do, but you guided them in such a way that they discovered the solution for themselves and were able to say, here's what I should do. When was the last time that happened for you as a leader of your organization? The fact of the matter is, as leaders, and managers, we're not inducing enough of those experiences and those moments, those powerful moments with our team. But what happens when those occur? We become so galvanized. They feel like they were so enriched because of the relationship that they have with us. And they feel like I'm getting more out of this employment, out of this team, than anybody I've ever gotten from. They care more about me than anybody that I have ever worked with before. And so there's so much when it comes to transformative leadership communication that is the essence of retention and, of course, recruiting. And we're going to dive into that. We're going to do some cool activities. I can't wait for that section because there's going to be so many leaders in that room that say, you know what, I thought I was doing this well, but man, I realize now that I can go much deeper and do this much better.
Well, it sounds like a fantastic topic, and we know that folks that attend will get much out of it. It's a good thing you have high energy because 9 a.m. in Vegas on a Monday morning, folks are gonna need it. So good thing you're doing this presentation. But thank you for the details. It sounds interesting, and we'll see you in Vegas.